Greg's not going to say anything, so I'm going to have to start. He won't let me win ever at anything. He's just going to keep staring into the thing. We'd have a stare off. This is a good way to start the podcast. There are multiple Gregs. There are Gregs everywhere.
I'm Dupe Greg. That's who I am.
Are you sure you're duplicate Greg or Dupe
You
Greg?
know, well, that's a good question. I mean, there's me, and then there's other Greg at work who's having a baby. We're having a baby shower for him. But when they announced it, they said Greg is having a baby, and everybody came to congratulate me. And I was like, I'm not having a baby, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. Or I didn't know I was having.
They knew you wanted a baby.
I was like, I didn't know that we were having a baby. We're registered at Target. No.
Maybe you should just run with that. Yeah.
No, I was like, we're not. It's not me, and I don't know who's the other Greg. And then he popped up over the wall and said, "It's me." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you've been sitting on the other side of the wall for me the whole time." I always just thought whenever they said Greg, and I would just answer, and everybody would just take whatever I said. So odd.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, our Dupe Gregs.
Maybe you should like write a whole comic book about your work adventure.
I could. It would be boring. And then he listened to another podcast, and another podcast, and then another.
What if there was a podcast about your podcast that you listen to at work?
Oh my gosh. And it was like an adventure podcast where I got sucked into the adventure while listening to the podcast at work.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking for me, but I was sucked in through my headphones while doing my work, but pulled into an adventure. Now that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that or watch that or read that or whatever that. I would.
Or whatever.
I would ingest that type of content however it was given to me.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
No? Would you? You don't care.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
This is how the show starts, people. If this is your first time listening, I'm really sorry for you. Get ready for a wild ride.
Well, that's because they didn't listen to all the other content, which we're sad that they didn't engage in. Like they missed Jack Kirby and
Jack Kirby.
They've missed all sorts of episodes. They've missed Jack Kirby multiple times.
I mean, we've talked about.
Remember the epic podcast about Prez?
Yes.
And the Wolfman?
The Wolfman and Prez, a teenage president who ruled at being a president. It was an amazing thing. I mean, we could do a whole other run of Prez because there's a whole other run of Prez to do.
There's not a lot of Prez to do.
I mean, there's another storyline. And then that would be great. It's what we need right now is another Prez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, what if we had another Peter David book in honor of him?
Fair. I can go with that.
And I want to say something really quickly too. Jonathan Joss was murdered. And I want to punch newscasters in the face.
For not reporting it correctly?
Yeah, like, look at the victim blaming that's going on now. And, you don't get to just go shoot people because you don't like them.
Yeah.
And I don't care if somebody is mentally ill or was having issues, maybe that's a reason to help them get help and not say they deserve to be shot or justify it. So, fuck everybody who's saying that. And let's honor somebody who, brought warmth and happiness to our lives on King of the Hill and on Parks and Rec.
On multiple
and other things.
Yeah, multiple things.
But those are two of the big ones.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just want to get that out there before we get started. It just pisses me off to see that. And on that note, other things that piss Dan off before we get into the comic book.
All right, let's go.
Hey, I think maybe I should be happy. I think we actually announced some creators at SummerCon.
Oh my gosh. I do believe they did announce one or two. Do you have those
Yeah.
names that we can put out there so people listen can know who they are?
Well, mostly I just saw posts announcing that they brought people from another television show.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
So I was super excited. That's good. No, I am unprepared to talk
No,
about
that's
this actually. Yeah.
it's
Uh,
okay.
oh, they're bringing everyone from Daredevil now.
That's
Great.
comic book adjacent and related.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it is comic related at least. So
Hmm.
that's good. It's not exactly what we were looking for in the show. What is Has Been Hotel? Do you know what that is?
It is a animated series geared towards I'd say the younger generation is really keen to it. It's uh like I said, it's a animated
Keen.
series.
You just said the younger generation is really keen
They're
to
really
that.
keen. They're really hype on it, Dan. They really enjoy the razzle dazzle that it brings them. You know, it puts a real hop in their step. It's
I see.
a it's one of those things that I'm not into, but from what I understand, I see a lot of cosplay about it. I see it's not a kids show. It's a elder teen and young adult cartoon because of the
Okay.
content, the jokes, and the curse words.
Well, they started announcing their some more animation voices.
Mhm.
Um, that's great. They're bringing the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But he's not a kid now.
It's not the original kid because that kid is
It's a
not
bad
around.
kid.
That kid's in jail.
Oh. Well, this is somebody that was on the show, I guess.
Yeah. The original actor killed his mom.
Really? Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
have I don't know these
Had to
things. I don't even know who the
course
original
correct.
actor is.
Course correct.
Why are we course correcting? I don't even know who
Well,
these
I
people
mean,
are.
no, not course correct. Just, I mean, that way, if people listening to this don't know, that way they know, and that way
It's
you
not
don't
like I
aren't.
was saying to watch the show or
No,
anything.
no. The original movie is fantastic. It's
I'm
sad
still
that he
looking
had
back, by the way.
again, like you said before, if you're having uh some sort of issues and stuff like that, seek help, get help. If you know somebody's having problems, find them help. This young man was definitely having some sort of problems and needed help and acted out in a way that,
I found one.
yeah,
I scrolled back to May 20th where they announced Ben Percy is coming.
okay.
Good.
Well, that's good news.
It looks like scrolling back again.
Uh huh.
Oh, Kevin Eastman. No, that was before.
That was
Okay. Oh,
before.
it's just they've announced. I thought they announced like
They
5 at the
they
same
announced
time.
like 5. I know. Um,
I can't find it.
uh,
I don't know.
there's a few
How do I
people.
know what comics to bring to get signed if I don't know who's there?
That's true. You don't know which comics to get signed. That's why you just
Maybe I
have to
should go
bring
to
them
their
all.
website.
You could go to their website and you could
This is
see.
taking way too long.
This
No,
is
this is not good. This
this
is
is
not good podcasting. This is
it's
terrible
interesting
podcasting.
podcasting. This is for
This is
the
terrible
tried
podcasting.
and
All
true
right, you know what?
listeners. This is what they enjoy. They enjoy the bag fumble.
No, they don't. They hate
They
this.
love
This
it.
is awful. I'm gonna
They're
pivot
like
off of this now. All
they're
right,
like
we're done.
this is exactly what hanging out with Dan and Greg is like.
Oh, there was 7 squares before, and now there are 9 squares. Okay,
9 square.
so
Oh my gosh, we almost have a full Hollywood Square, people. We can almost play the game.
okay, Stephanie Phillips, Steve Orlando. As you will recall, we
Yeah.
really enjoyed his Midnighter.
Yeah, so if we bring the Midnighter the series and maybe just like put the episode on a cassette tape and then have him sign it for us.
We have enjoyed other of his things, though.
Oh yeah. I know that he's done a wealth of work.
Yeah, Rose Besh,
Uh-huh.
Timothy Zahn,
Hey.
who I actually met a long time ago in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I have one of his little minifigs signed by him.
Probably everybody has his books.
I don't have his books.
And it looks like they've listed Agnes Garbowska twice. Now.
Oh, she's 8 and 9. I mean,
well, no, she is. Eastman is 1. Mark Brooks, Fabian Nician, Brian Azzarello, Agnes Garbowska, Jerry Dugan, Agnes Garbowska, Timothy Zahn, Rose Besh, Steve Orlando, Stephanie Phillips, and Ben Percy. So we've made it up to not quite 11. Well, to 11, I think.
We're not quite to a Hollywood Square, but if you double Agnes,
well, there was a reason I brought this up.
Free space.
Well, there was a reason I brought this up. It was a lead-in.
Okay.
And it was just a really bad long lead-in.
Oh, okay.
See, because there are duplicates on this board.
Yes.
And I knew that the whole time.
Oh,
and it
my
just took me forever to get there. Because
what?
We are reading, in book form, in my case, the original Madrox miniseries that spawned the creation of the cool version of the character.
I read the wrong book.
You did not read the wrong book.
I read a book all about Madrox. They were angry rocks. They just were angry and they were fighting, and then they transformed. Like
and you
the
hit
rock
them together.
Lords. Yeah. Then they were just mad about everything. It was Madrox, but they were in a band. It was really cool. They played music. I couldn't believe that these little rocks could play so well, and they got a record deal and an MTV.
We're never ever going to get to this book, are we?
We will get to the book. I promise you, Dan. I
don't think we're going to get to the book. I don't think we're getting to the book today.
No, we're getting to the book today. Not every issue of the book. Madrox.
Yes. Well, we could just do the whole thing.
No. There's a lot to cover in this first book.
Well, Jason, by the way, has some honorable mention. He suggested Death of Jean DeWolf. Or Aquaman for Peter David.
Yes.
Just letting you know, I'm not reading Aquaman.
Why not?
Well, we have a pseudo listener, Steve.
Yes.
Who you don't know.
I don't know.
Who loves Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
And I've told him I'm not going to do Aquaman. Because he hates Superman.
Oh, I don't want to get wet with it.
Well, we have a rivalry, you see.
I see.
He's also my DM, so he's trying to kill me as well.
See? I get you.
There will be no Aquaman.
In our game yesterday, Jason got to watch me, or listen to me, I guess, mess with the rest of our group by saying I was like, hypothetically, if we chained up one of you, could that help us avoid everybody else that was trying to get us?
I want you and our good friend's son, Nathan, to play together.
Yeah?
Yes, because the two of you would just run through doors and set off all the traps while everybody else would just look at you in astonishment as you do these things.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
And speaking of traps.
Yes.
This conversation is a trap because we are reviewing Marvel Comics Madrox #1.
Number 1.
With an objectively awful cover.
It is, but it's not, because it's got so much going on it. There's so much light and shadow movement and depth.
The red and black blob with the action happening down here. I can hold it and show people that are watching the video version.
Yeah. I mean,
yes, I get that guy's running away. Maybe the whole thing should have been this whole film noir thing instead of whatever is going on over here.
But that's what makes it happen.
No, it's a terrible cover. I'm sorry. It's awful. No offense to, I believe, Pablo Raimondi, who drew the cover. But I'm going to find out that person didn't draw the cover, so maybe I should look. But
it wasn't.
It's an objective. It's a terrible cover. I'm sorry. Like this is okay. Let me just tear into the book immediately.
Tear into
I picked a book I love.
He loves it.
It's part of the Marvel Knights series, which were supposed to be like the, you could cuss in these were like you could cuss in these books, right? They were the big kids books. They're rated PSR, whatever that means. What is a PSR rating?
I don't know.
Multiple man here, but anyway,
it's for those adult readers,
Well, anyway, I just like if this is your first issue and you're trying to kind of reintroduce a character to the Marvel universe, this cover sucks. Like, there's nothing about this cover that says "grab me off the newsstand."
Get me, take me, buy me now.
There's nothing here. But that's going to be my last complaint about the book. So
that's true. It'll be your last complaint.
Yeah, this book is great. I have no complaints about this book. I'm only going to have complaints about the advertising.
Uh-oh.
You see, you don't see the advertising, but the first thing I get is the Punisher movie.
Oh. Yeah. Is that the...
terrible character and terrible movie.
John Travolta in it?
And Tom Jane, yes.
Yeah. I like Tom Jane, but the movie itself
it's awful.
Not.
The character's terrible. The character should just never be made into a movie, right? I was telling jiu-jitsu lawyer Paul yesterday that the Punisher would have been a movie when Rambo came out.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Right, and that would have been fine. And then now it's ever since then, and it's just a awful movie. And it's an awful character. But we all know I hate the Punisher. I'm sorry, fans that hate the Punisher, but you know who wrote this? There was a limited time only comic that came with it too.
Oh my!
Written by one Garth Ennis. Shocking, because he loved writing his Punisher.
He did.
He loves murdering people in comics and like doing really gross things.
He does.
He's a big fan of that. But
he's a shock guy.
He is. Like, he's the Howard Stern of comic book writers.
If it's not shocking, it's not selling. And if it's not selling, he doesn't.
He does sell. Garth Ennis sells books. At times.
At times.
I feel like Garth Ennis, like, when he's selling books, is like a hot period and then a dead period. Like, if you buy the first few issues, they might be worth a lot, but every other issue in the series is worth nothing.
It's like he's got...
Let's hear it for the boys.
Hey.
Let's hear it for my baby.
And then crust.
Let's hear it for the
boys. And then...
Yeah. Well, anyway. Garth Ennis is a way better writer than I am, so why am I criticizing? Anyway.
Good stuff.
Let's go. We are on the first page, and we see... I thought this guy was dead.
How'd he die, Dan? If I'd never read anything before, how would I know?
He died from the legacy virus. It had nothing to do with...
It was one of his multiples, Dan. It was one of his duplicates.
Are you sure?
We never know.
Oh, no, I think they tell you.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't know. Because all I know is he's a guy who makes many of himself.
Wasn't it lame that in between times, like that stupid X Factor group in WWE? It was terrible.
They made a group that sounded
called them. How did they get away with calling them X Factor?
Maybe they worked out a deal with Marvel. Said, hey, can we use the name? And they said, give us money.
Maybe they did.
I mean, it makes sense. Everybody likes money, Dan.
Well, anyway, we know that he's back.
$20 is $20.
And he was in a few things between this, but it wasn't well done.
Madrox?
X-Corpse? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
X-Corpse?
Okay.
He was recruited by Banshee into the paramilitary X-Corps organization, for which Madrox created duplicates to function as support staff performing duties. How lame is that use of the character?
Hey, if you
Anyway.
got a talent and a skill, why not use it? And if you can make them have to do other things that you don't want to do yourself,
Yeah.
it's almost like,
And they,
yeah, I'm not going to go there.
let's just say, like, anyway, it does say in the Marvel Comics review that during a subsequent mission with X Factor on the island nation of Genosha, one of Madrox's duplicates contracted the deadly legacy virus. When reabsorbed, it was believed Madrox himself was infected. The mutant prophetess Haven offered to cure Madrox of the virus, but the attempt failed, and he seemingly died, right? So that was supposed to be the end of the character. So that was all retconned later.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, yeah, he came back. He got better.
The cat came back the very next day. Thought it was a goner, but he couldn't stay away.
And then we get him being support staff, and now we get our first appearance of Madrox since.
Yeah.
In this book here.
And this
where
one.
He's going to get a reboot. Yeah. Where he's going to get a reboot, which is good.
It is good.
And so we've got Madrox in his cool multiple man shirt walking through New York. We've got a tourist trying to get a taxi. And he just knocks the dude out of the way, takes his taxi.
I would say it's because he didn't see him.
Oh, he definitely saw him.
Oh, no. I thought it was because he was like, looks like John Cena.
Oh, you can't see. I'm done with this today. Yeah. So done. I was done with this before we started today.
We hadn't even
pick up
started
the energy.
yet,
The start of the podcast was so bad, and now we are here. Well, anyway, we're
done
in
with you, Greg. Ugh.
We're in Mutant Town. It's that part of New York between Hell's Kitchen and the Baxter
Hell's
Building.
Kitchen. Yeah.
Well, it's Hell's Kitchen in the comic.
Yeah, no, and it's the in between.
Where Daredevil
place.
is from,
and they put all the mutants there.
Well, this is Mutant Town, yeah. It's where all the mutants go. It's good. Well, anyway, he's going to Mutant Town. The cabbie is really upset because he's bleeding everywhere, and he's like, "Well, hurry up and take me there so I don't die, because then you'd have to do all the paperwork."
Lots of paperwork on a dead mutant.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So now we're there. And he says just what you were saying. He says, New York, the great melting pot. What a crock. Crock pot. Get it? Never mind. The point is.
See? Madrox coming with jokes
like
too,
you.
Dan.
Yeah. In New York, there's no real melting. Assorted groups cluster in different areas for mutual support and protection. You've got Chinatown, Little Italy, Christopher Street. And then there's Mutant Town. Difference is we don't get tourists unless, they're looking for trouble or just dumb or both. I bet they get mutant tourists.
Oh, that would be an interesting tourism racket. I mean, not racket, but just a tourism thing where you're booking like tourist places to destinations that only mutants want to go. You want to go to Mutant Town? You want to pick up some souvenirs? You want to eat at some great mutant restaurants? Hold on. I know a guy, he'll get you all set up. And then, one of the dupes get you all set up. And then, oh, you want to go here and see some really great mutant things that are all across the country. And they get you set up in an RV from Mutant Town all across the country. All these great historical places along the way.
Sure.
No? Oh, okay.
Sounds like an amazing idea. That sounds great. Well, in the book we're reading,
you don't like it.
In the book we're reading, these guys are harassing a character who hasn't appeared on the podcast since Streets of Poison.
Oh man, so long ago.
Yeah, you remember Streets of Poison?
I do.
Or no, it wasn't Streets of Poison. I already messed it up.
It was
after Streets of Poison.
It was right after Streets of Poison.
Wolf.
Cap
Since
Wolf.
Cap Wolf.
No Cap.
We have one Rain Sinclair.
Hey, we know her, everybody. And if you don't know, please turn your pages to.
What? Oh no. Oh no. There's no. Oh no. I don't know where to tell you to turn the page. This is the most upsetting thing ever. I'm literally turning the pages, but there's no page numbers here.
There's
so
no
I cannot
page
tell you
numbers. Oh
where to
no,
go.
Dan. How could it be? A fantastic publication is this, put out by the Marvel comic book company, written by our man, David, would make a book with no pages?
I blame this man, Pablo Raimondi, the artist.
You know, I'll bet you a young Brett was reading this book himself and said, man, that's really cool. A book with no pages. It's such a good book, and they didn't put any page numbers in it. When I get older, I'm going to make books with no pages just because of this book. How would that make you feel, Dan?
Honestly, the art style is very Brett, actually.
I know, it is, isn't it?
But that's a compliment to both artists. Well, anyway, Rain Sinclair turns around because
Yes.
it's now not cool to call people by their code names, so we're gonna have to call them by their real names now. So you're gonna have to learn all their real names. Yeah. And anyway, she scares the boys by turning into a werewolf.
I didn't know the boys were in this book. Oh, yeah?
And you don't, but I did an advertisement for Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, man. That was an interesting flick.
So we're going to rate the movies that appear in the comic as they go. So would you rank Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow above or below Punisher?
Above Punisher.
Okay.
Because that's not Punisher.
That's where we're at. Okay. All right. Well, we've got.
Please don't
there's
judge
more
me.
media for you to rank.
Don't judge me, people. It's it was a really good attempt at green screen.
Well, Rain Sinclair walks through the city into a dilapidated building and finds XXX Investigations J. Madrox president.
Do they make corn there?
I don't know. Did you say corn or porn?
Corn, because on the internet you can't say the other one.
We can say whatever we want on this podcast.
What?
Oh, I can. I mean, you're the children's author. It's not me.
What?
Well, anyway, she's very concerned. And we get some narration. Rain Sinclair, a former teammate. Nice how Peter David's setting this up.
Yeah.
Back when we were part of a government mutant strike force called X Factor, like all mutants born with power, in her case, Wolfen aspect constantly at war with her strict Presbyterian upbringing. Oh, well, I mean, we found out, though, she's constantly at war with becoming a werewolf.
Yeah, she's at war with being a werewolf.
Also, if you date the character way back, way before X Factor, this character was part of the New Mutants. So way back, this was a character they did not keep around to be as part of the New Mutants / X Force. So they jettisoned Rain over to X Factor and didn't quite know what to deal with her. And it's, again, Peter David's already pulling together some of the Now, X Factor was kind of the throwaway book at the end, not at the beginning, obviously, because when X Factor started, it was the original X-Men, right? And then the new X-Men had their own book. But with X Factor, it was kind of started that way, but then became different. And Peter David wrote the end of it. I liked reading X Factor back in the day.
It's crazy how they made a TV show out of it, and now it's like you get through something and you get a record deal. Dan is like no selling it. Listeners,
SMH. So why are you being anyway? Well,
why am I being goofy?
I've got some. I know that's not. I've got another thing for you to rate. So
okay,
we now have SpongeBob SquarePants season 2 on DVD.
Yeah.
Versus Sky Captain and the somethings, World of Tomorrow, and the Punisher.
Okay. So I would go. If it was a 1, 2, 3, SpongeBob is number 1, Sky Captain number 2, and Punisher is like number 10.
Number 10, but there's only 3.
It just got buried.
All right. Well, we flip the page, and Rain enters the room, and it looks like Jamie has OD'd on the floor.
Holy crap.
Because it is an adult book, so we have scary things.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, when the Streets of Poison comes to Mutant Town.
Oh, my God. It's a crossover.
The mutants. Well, it is a crossover because, by the way, the title of the book's called Soul of a Gumshoe. Peter David Writer, Pablo Raimondi, penciler, Drew Hennessy inker, Brian Reber colors, VC, Cory, Petit letters. That's the asshole who didn't put the page numbers.
Oh, okay.
It is the letterer who puts the page numbers in, right?
No, not necessarily.
Sometimes it's the artist.
Sometimes it's the artist.
Nicole Wiley, assistant editor. Andy Schmidt, editor. Joe Quesada, editor-in-chief. Dan Buckley, the publisher.
The Punisher?
Who's that guy? Yeah. Oh, the cover was by David Lloyd and Brian Reber, so I cannot blame Pablo for that. It was somebody else.
It's interesting.
Well, thank you, but I'm glad, because the Pablo art is good. Like, I love the interiors of this book. I mean, the detail in the place here, in the store, everything's in the right places.
Yeah.
And by the way, we were saying Streets of Poison Sea because...
Holy cats, Captain America!
I've got an advertisement for Captain America's Sentinel of Liberty.
Wow,
Costumes
kids.
coming to a retailer near you for Halloween.
I can't wait. I know what I'm going to be.
So, yeah, we're good. All right, well, turning
Not
the page
Captain
here.
America.
Okay, by the way, we're about to rank video games into our movie rankings, so give me a second here.
Are they video game
She tries
movies?
to wake up... Yeah, she tries to wake up Jamie off the floor. And...
That's a weird name, Jamie off the floor.
Yeah, and he's feeling nothing, and anyway, she wakes him up, and he's gonna go get him... She's gonna go get him some coffee, and he's like, yeah, that my mutant thing, any strong impact creates duplicates of me. He's explaining his power, because it's the first issue, and people may not know who this character is, because the title isn't Multiple Man. It's Madrox.
Madrox.
So,
Angry Stones.
I'm afraid I'm my own best friend and the only drunk who can legitimately see double, because she dropped him on the floor.
They made 2.
When she found out he was drunk, and it made 2 of him. Then we get an advertisement. I get an advertisement for the PlayStation 2 game Second Sight.
Oh. Show me a picture of the cover. I think it's the one I think it is, but... Yeah, I was like, is it a man in red, or like a red dude holding his head? Yeah, okay. That's a cool game.
So where do you rank it among SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2, Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, and The Punisher?
SpongeBob, Second Sight, World of Tomorrow, Sky Captain, World of Tomorrow. And
I believe Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul may take issue with your rankings.
Really?
Yeah. He seemed to be a Sky Captain fan.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Sky Captain is pretty cool, but I mean, I can tell you that that game still holds like some value because it's
all right.
A good game.
That's good. Okay. All right. Well, Rain and Jamie keep talking, and we find out that he says, give me a break. Okay, besides, it's not like I drank myself into a stupor. Did you smell any booze on me? She's like, actually, now that you mention it, he said, yeah, well, last night I waffled on staying in or going out, so I sent a dupe out to have a good time for me.
Oh.
And yeah, and he apparently had a good time, and then he came back.
Wow.
And she's like, I thought you didn't reabsorb damage that Dupe sustained. He said, like elevated blood alcohol? No, but mental synapses, yes. And since the Dupe's brain was pickled, well, how's the coffee coming? So he doesn't get the physical condition, but he gets the hangover.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. Though
That
that is
does
also a
suck.
physical condition.
It is.
So
Huh, there's a
maybe he just
flaw.
gets like the dizziness from the hangover.
There's a flaw in this logic.
Well, there are some flaws somewhere because, like, how did he get the legacy virus before? Well, anyway,
That's
yeah.
a whole other. That's a
mutant AIDS is uncurable, so there's no way that we could have focused our attention on creating a managed care system that put it into remission that would have saved millions of lives at the time that we use successfully now, where we have millions of people living with HIV that don't even detect as positive because they take certain medications that help them live happy, normal lives forever. Instead, we ignored it and then spent tons of money focusing on an abject cure that never came. And then we put mutant AIDS in the comic book because that's really how we should do things.
Yeah, no.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Oh boy. Focus on the. I mean, we have to focus on the bad to be able to.
Oh, we're
enjoy
back
the
on the
good.
book. Okay, we're
No,
back
no,
on the book.
no.
All the bad stuff for this character was before.
No, Dan,
This
I'm
book.
being honest though. Is you have to as much as that does suck. It's like, but we do have to focus. We have to look at the bad stuff to be able to enjoy the good things that come out of the bad things. So I appreciate you bringing up the shittiness of the world. So that we can have a happy Pride, because gosh darn it. Well, I mean, like our conversation before. Well, like our conversation before about me donating blood. It's like, I donate blood because there's a ton of people
we talked about this before the podcast.
Yeah. But
I'm not allowed to donate blood.
And I donate because I have friends that can't donate blood. And that's shitty.
Because they changed the rules. Like, I'm allowed to donate blood as long as I don't
do half the things that make you human. Yeah. So
you can be gay and donate blood now, at least. So
yeah, but you can't be a human. You can't be a human and do the things that make you human.
But if this was 2000 and whenever this comic book was made, I believe
when I started donating blood.
This comic book came out in 2004, right?
Yeah. 2004, 2005.
Did I mess this up?
I think
2004. I was right.
September I think they probably started writing.
You could buy. There's these things in this book called checks. So checks are these things. They're on paper. And this is for our younger listeners, of course. You write on them, and you hand them to people, and that paid money from your bank account. You see. Just think of it. It's the paper version of Cash App.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the paper version of Tap to Pay.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like, I mean, obviously my 93-year-old grandmother still writes checks. It's really sweet and it's cute. And when I pay for groceries and stuff for her, tell me how much I owe you. I want to write you a check. She writes me a check, and then she gets frustrated when the check hasn't been deposited, because she'll check on it every couple of days to make sure that I cashed it. And the thing about checks, for those who are listening that might not know about checks, there's a whole entire process about cashing the check. You have to sign it, you have to bring it to a machine or to a bank, and you have to physically cash the check. It doesn't just magically appear.
Just take a picture of it with your phone now.
You can do that as well, but if you're like me and your wife or partner doesn't do that aspect of the physical capturing of the check, then you have to do it yourself. And for me, sometimes it's just easier as my day takes me past our financial institution or to a ATM machine on site. I can just do those things physically. I know it's wild.
It is wild. Well, I actually sometimes hold these green things called dollars.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dollars.
Wild.
Gee, oh my gosh, Dan, dollars. Speaking of dollars, just really quick, I had dollar coins. The gold dollar coins. I went to the gas station. I wanted to buy a beverage, and It was $2.39. I gave him $3 coins, and he did not know what to do. The man was broken. This isn't real. What are you giving me? What these say they're $1. Where did you get them from? These are tokens. This isn't money. I'm like, it's
Well,
real
maybe
money,
if you
sir.
weren't a dupe, Greg, and just paid like everybody else
I
by
know. I was
tapping
like,
your
it's
phone.
real money. So I scared the man. I broke him.
Well, see, so all our jokes are real. So we go back to Jamie Detective.
Not.
And Rain wants to know how he got a license. And he's like, through some old FBI contacts. I guess that's how you get a detective's license in a state.
Yeah, you know.
But she's like, you've been watching too many movies. And he's like, on the way here, you stopped for a hot dog and relish at Nathan's, gave $1 to a homeless man, stopped by Midtown Comics to look at Muppet toys, stepped in a puddle at 32nd and 5th, and bought a copy of the Daily News, but wound up giving it to another homeless man. And she's like,
the soul
holy crap.
of a gumshoe.
Yeah. She's like, holy crap, how did you know all these things? And she's like, how'd you do that? And he's like, trade secret. And then Kwai Chang, Dupe, makes his return. So we have another Jamie coming back.
Man, I thought this was
he's
like
a week ahead of
fu.
schedule.
I thought it was a kung fu crossover. He's gonna ask him.
And look at all these Ultimate books you can order.
Oh my goodness, people! Ultimate books out the wazoo.
We could have been reading some Brian Michael Bendis today.
Oh man, those were the times back in the day.
What?
I mean, did we know any better? No.
I mean, the man can really start a story.
He can start a story. He could tell a story. He can give you the world on a platter.
Can he end a story?
That's why you keep reading it. You want to get there.
Well, it is a serial comic book. Maybe you never want to end the story. So,
oh man, comic books made out of cereal. Imagine that, Dan. Would it be Cookie Crisp? Would it be Trix? Would it be Frosted Flakes? What kind of cereal would it be?
Fruit Loops.
Oh, I like it.
Anyway, in the comic book we're reading, the Dupe comes back in and says he hasn't seen Rain for several years. And says, you've grown into a fine young woman. Seems patronizing.
Sounds interestingly weird.
Anyway, Jamie sends her to a bar downstairs so he can reabsorb his dupe because he's like, this is gross.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we're called private eyes for a reason. It's because we always keep aspects of ourselves private, locked away, so that no one, even our most trusted friends, can ever fully know us. I guess. I get an advertisement for East Coast Comics, not Mile High Comics, but a place where you buy comics.
It's a place.
Or used to buy comics.
Yeah.
And then he says, or no one wants to be seen in public with us. Yeah, that's probably it. As we turn the page, we get a cool splash page, and she goes down to the bar, and hey, it's Guido.
Hey.
Strong Guy is back.
Stretch Armstrong?
No. Strong Guy.
Strong Guy. I don't know.
Guido.
I don't know.
You don't know the character?
That's what I'm saying, Dan. It's all new to me.
That is not true. This is not all new to you.
I'm looking at
I actually liked this character. Like when they gave him a heart
too.
attack, I got really mad. Everybody else hated this. You and I liked this. You and I did like this character, even back in the day.
I like him.
I remember like people were like when he died the first time or had the heart attack or whatever, people were like thought it was great because
he's gone.
They hated this character. I never disliked this character. Anyway, him and Rain have a nice little conversation about what's going on, how they're doing. She mentions he's dating Lila. Do you remember who Lila is?
It escapes me.
It escapes you?
It escapes me.
Oh, she appeared way back in New Mutants Annual #1.
Oh, wow. A long time ago.
Lila was mostly known on Earth as a musician, often performing with the band Cats Laughing, another singer with mutant abilities. Dazzler performed with Lila in the past.
I was going to say, is there a Dazzler connection?
Yeah. After Lila was gone from Earth for an extended period of time. Lila was romantically involved with Sam Guthrie, also known as Cannonball, for some time. The two maintained an on-again, off-again relationship. The mutant strong guy, a.k.a. Guido Carosello, worked as her bodyguard, but after Lila was gone from Earth, for an extended period, he left to become a member of the government-sponsored X Factor. So that's how there's your original connection there.
I see.
But anyway, and they note, as we guessed in the conversation, the highlight of the conversation is Rain notes that this is Jamie's first job since he left X Corps, where he apparently was just a janitor 1,000 times. All right, we've got another game.
The best one
to rank here.
Okay, give it to me.
We've got another game to rank here. I'm going to I know I would rank this one fairly low, but it's an MMO of 2003. You have City of Heroes.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be on the bottom, but above Punisher.
Oh, you could create the Punisher 1,000 times. Yeah, here was a game I really wanted to be good.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah, so, okay, so we're down.
It boasted great potential.
Yeah. Well, they gave a lot of the intro CD-ROMs away for free.
Yeah. I remember I had one and I was excited and I thought, oh, this is going to be so cool.
I have the game. I think I paid for it.
You paid for it like a sucker.
Yeah, very much so. Well, anyway, we flipped the page and we flipped the page. I thought I flipped the page. Did I flip 2 pages? This is what happens when you have real comics. Before we get to that ad, the Jamie from the cab walks into the bar.
Yes.
And he's bleeding everywhere. And right before that, Guido gives us a little history of Multiple Man, like how he was raised by his parents. He was put in a special control suit. He was isolated. He didn't get to talk to people. They tried to give him like a special suit so he couldn't bounce into things and duplicate. And then his parents died and then he was stuck. Yeah, it seems terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. It's like the worst.
And then we get a stabby, bloody Jamie here has come in and he can't even make it up the stairs. So they have to go get original Jamie to come down to reabsorb him. Otherwise he's going to die. So Guido goes outside and instead of going to get him, yells really loudly.
Yeah.
For him to come down. And he does. And then Guido shoves him in there until he goes and he tells him to absorb him. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Because it'll hurt too much.
It'll suck.
Yeah, like it's going to hurt too much. And they try to encourage him to do it. And he's like, fine, I'll do it because that's the only way we're going to solve the mystery. And Rain is pleading with him. Finally, he absorbs him. And then he kind of sees a vision of being like stabbed. He sees a train. He sees a newspaper. This is May 24 on it with a woman on the newspaper. He sees a knife.
Blood.
And then he blacks out and has like a dream that he's truly alone with a dog licking his face.
It's not a bad dream, dude.
Yeah, I like this dream. And
I mean,
he's looking good too. I mean, he's looking really good. Yeah,
like,
and then he comes
shirtless,
back to life.
just in his pants, and he's just sitting there in the rain. Who doesn't want?
Is this one of my dreams?
It's one of your dreams. You just stand there, like half.
No, I wasn't standing there. I was observing the dream. Well, anyway,
you were the observer.
I was off panel. Yeah.
You're off
So
handle.
anyway,
You were the dog suit and the collie suit, like.
no.
Oh,
No.
you didn't pay $4,000 for a
No,
collie suit
no,
to
no,
to
no,
to
no,
lick his face.
no, no. Anyway, uh,
Cause that Madrox, dude.
Jamie's back.
Dan
So
does
back in
not
the
like
book
this.
on an
This is
unknown
going
back in the book
back
on
in the
an
book.
unknown page.
Yes.
Toward the end of the book, but we don't know what page it is. We get Jamie and they're like, I don't know what happened. I didn't see anything. And Guido's like, so it was a random killing. And Jamie's like, I'm thinking not. My guess is that someone targeted me. The dupes thoughts were screwed up, but they were also focused on Chicago. I think I saw the Sears Tower and the L and some woman. And Guido goes, of course, there's always a woman. And Rain says, humph, got your wish, Jamie. I hope she's gorgeous enough to die for.
Oh.
He's like, me too. So we've got a storyline setting up.
Oh my gosh.
And he leaves, and the Triple X investigations. Peter David, thank you for making fun of the 90s XXX stream everything. They tell him his name for his agency sounds like pornography. I just appreciate that Peter David gets the joke that we've been making the entire history of these conversations. So
right.
Anyway, it looks like we are at the start of a mystery story.
Oh yeah, and I love it. I love this.
And then we do get an advertisement for a trading card game where I'm gonna let you talk. Don't worry, I'll let you talk about how much you love it. But I've got one more thing. All right, I've got Spider-Man 2, not the movie, but the game for the N-Gage.
Oh, okay, listeners, if you don't know what the N-Gage was or is, it was a phone put out that was a gaming platform. Phone gaming platform, like a handheld system that came with game cartridges that could be put inside it, much like your Game Boy or your your Switch or your PlayStation portable, and you could put the games inside it and play it on the go, but take phone calls. It was an everything machine. It was well beyond its time. And sadly only lasted maybe a year because, well, it costs a lot of money to play games on the services there. And if you wanted to play Doom with other people, it cost a lot of money. But you could play Doom, Spider-Man 2, a handful of games. There was maybe 20 titles or so. I know it's a collectible thing because it is... it's not super highly collectible, but it is definitely something that's in the people that were around in that time. They're like, oh man, the N-Gage. You could get batteries, replace it, and still usable and stuff like that. It's a pretty fantastic little thing. I know when they first came out, I was quick on it, and I reached out and tried to get a job with the company that was putting these out to be a brand ambassador and of sorts, and it was a very sought after position. I was not cool enough. Maybe I'd be cool
where
now.
Where do you rank the Spider-Man 2? I guess you can rank a different version of the Spider-Man 2 game. You don't have to do the 4 N-Gage.
Oh no, for the N-Gage, I would be SpongeBob, Spider-Man 2 on the N-Gage, so I could be playing Spider-Man 2 on the N-Gage while watching SpongeBob.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was the other video game?
And then the PlayStation game, and then
the I Can't See You game.
Yeah, the Second Sight, and then I'd be all about Sky Captain Tomorrow, and then what was that sad movie with John Travolta in it?
I believe. Let's see. Wasn't it called
Look Who's Punishing 2? Look who's
No,
punishing.
I like Look Who's Punishing too. I was thinking, wasn't it a movie about leverage and how you got leverage in Scientology?
Oh no, I
Are you are you sure?
I think it was Scientology Nights.
What's the worst movie ever made?
Scientology Nights.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just call it Scientology Nights. Yeah.
Oh, I know the movie you're talking about. It's like, oh man, now I know the movie because I watched it 3 or 4 times just because it's so
What?
terrible.
How did you watch that movie 3 or 4 times? Like, I couldn't get through it one time.
Well, when you go to the big temple down there, they ask you, what type of films do you like, and if you like action movies, that's the first one that they make you watch. And if you have to get up and go to the bathroom during any time, they actually restart the movie
Oh
again.
God. Oh
And
God.
then, but the crazy thing was, is I got a copy of Dianetics for myself and a copy for a family member. And Dan, I consider you family, so I'm going to
No,
give you a copy.
well, that's gonna go right on yeah, right back behind me here somewhere.
Well, the great thing for you is I got a copy on the Kindle, so I'll shoot it over to you, and you can just have it on there.
I see. Uh, you know, I can't believe this whole time you were just pissing all over the boy in the plastic bubble.
Oh, the boy in the plastic bubble. Well, you can because he's in a plastic bubble. He'll never know.
It bounces right off.
Just bounces right off.
Oh
Uh,
God.
that was actually one of his better movies.
Yeah. It
Actually, I
just
watched that a handful of times too.
well, Battlefield Earth. If you've
Yeah.
watched it once, you're sad.
I
Just
mean,
don't do it.
the
No,
fact.
no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Do not tell
Cat
our
people,
good,
dude.
awesome listeners to ever watch that fucking
There's
shitty film.
cat people.
It's terrible.
Oh, I know it's terrible, but that's what
If you
makes
want
it so.
cat people, you can cat space pirates. You can read Starlight.
Well,
Like,
how
get
do you
your
think we
fix
got
there.
cat people from?
You did not get it from there. Shut up.
No, that was the first thing.
I'm gonna burn your comics.
Once Travis
No.
read
Anyway,
Dianetics
why
with
don't you
me.
talk about how much you liked this book or what you didn't like? How about you tell me about Madrox #1? What did you like about the book? I interrupted you and I made a mistake. You were all ready, and I distracted you with the Engage and Spider-Man 2, and somehow we're on John Travolta, and now, like, no.
I'm pitching
What
Dianetics to
did you
everybody.
like about this book? No Dianetics.
People, I would not pitch you Dianetics, please.
I just recently rewatched the BoJack Horseman episodes where Todd joins the improv troupe that goes on out to sea.
Oh my God.
That is definitely not involved with another organization who we don't want to get sued by.
I've told the
It's
story.
a parody. It's not involved with. It's a parody.
Have I told the story about the time that I went down to go work with Tanner on some writing stuff, and he drove me around town and drove me up to the temple, and I was like, "What are we doing here?" And he goes, "Those people walking up to the car, they're gonna help us. You have to get out and walk with them."
You did.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
you did.
and I didn't know if he was serious or not. He wasn't serious, people. It was all a joke.
Well, he might have been serious. I mean, he is a well-known supporter of religious organizations. Oh yeah. I mean, that's how you're able to get a copy of MXPX.
Oh my God.
That is how you're able to offer
no.
MXPX CDs with every copy.
No. 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 So what I like about the book that we just read.
Oh, now you want to talk about the book. I see. How times have changed.
Beginning to end, I honestly thoroughly enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the callbacks to things that about different aspects of things that if you're new to the book, you're like, oh, you're new to the character or something like that. It's great for people jumping into the story. It's really good to be able to pick up this first book and get that information up front. Great writing in that aspect. The story overall, I definitely love a good detective book, as we have discussed multiple times on the show. Throughout the history of the show, we've talked about a number of different books, and each time we pick up a book that has a detective story or a noir story, I don't know what it is about these books. They just draw me in. I thoroughly enjoy them. They're a fun, pleasurable read to me. It's always interesting to see how different authors and creators their take on it, the different artists, their take on the genre as well. So Pablo did a great job in bringing some fantastic art. This type of style that he does, as you said, is definitely familiar in a sense. And I wonder if this may have, you know, tickled Brett's mind when he was a young artist himself, and created some segues into the future. But reading this, I thoroughly enjoyed each page, the writing, the art, the story itself as it drew me through the story. And I will even say the cover, as much as Dan didn't like it,
It's terrible.
I found it somewhat reminiscent of the old paperbacks you would find at the airport as a child, discarded on the jetways awaiting a flight. And maybe that's why I have such a love for these detective books and noir novels myself, because books like this were often left unattended
What
by
is happening
sleeping
right now?
people, or people who went to the restroom, and maybe I have a small collection of them, or maybe they were found in the little pocket in which the barf bag was found, and this book was tucked deep inside.
How long does this story go?
As long as I wanted to, Dan, and
God.
as far as I wanted to. There
Well,
is
I
no
mean,
end to life
as usual, you're
until
objectively
life
wrong.
is
Like,
ending itself. Yes.
the cover to this comic is awful. I wish they would have went with the interior artist on this cover. I agree with you 1,000%. I love the balance of the storytelling with introducing the key characters. At this time in Marvel Comics history, and I would argue now too, though they've just done a reverse crisis on the X-Men.
Yeah.
But as we discussed last week, but at this time, people would say, like, you can't get into the X-Men because it's too much of a complicated universe. It's too convoluted. There's too many characters. There's no way to do something new. Here you go. Here's the way to do something new. You start off with 3 core characters. You introduce them. You say who they are. You talk about their motivation. You set up a story. It's this thing. It's this magical thing. In storytelling, there's this introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, conclusion. We get the rising action in the introduction and the rising action here in this book. It's done well. It's interesting. And it's one of those that it gives you enough if you were reading the books in the past. But if you've never read a X-Men book ever in your life, you could pick up this book, start with the story, and enjoy it. And he gives you enough of the character's back history that if you did read those stories, you're like, oh yeah, I remember Rain Sinclair. She was in the New Mutants. Or if you only read her in X Factor, you're like, oh yeah, I remember Rain Sinclair. They're referencing her relationship with these 2 characters. And he doesn't go through this long extended, well, she started out in New Mutants and then came here and then came here. He references the point in history where she intersected with Guido and Jamie.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then if you know it because you read those New Mutant stories as a kid, cool, you know that too. And you leave us to talk about that, right? Like I did. I went off on that. I don't know. She was in New Mutants and da-da-da. But that's for us to have the fun conversation, right? I think he gives you enough that we could read this, have a conversation about the book, but move forward. Anyway,
I,
Well put together book, flows easy story to read. I sat down and read this. It gets a gold star because it kept my attention the entire time. I didn't put down the book. I read the book in one sitting. I didn't get distracted. I didn't get distant. I read
Mhm.
the book and then was done.
I'd say the other thing too that was well done in this is in the brief amount of time that we are with the characters on these pages that are provided, there's enough development to trigger your ability to begin to care.
Yeah.
Is that agreeable? You do care about these characters and how they feel, what they're going
Even if I
through.
don't care about them, I wonder about them.
You wonder enough. I mean, you care about
Yeah.
Jamie. You wonder how they're going to respond. I mean, as he's traveling to Mutant Town and
And he
all
gives
this
you
stuff.
that, like, why doesn't he just absorb his,
Yeah.
this thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think it sets you up enough to care. But I think, I don't know if I care about them yet in the first issue, but I definitely, I
You
definitely, I don't know
will.
if I don't know if I care about them,
Oh, you're gonna
but
care, Dan.
I
You're gonna
don't know if I
care a
care
lot.
about them.
You're gonna care like a goddamn Care Bear.
Well, that's fine. You can keep telling me that. But I don't know if I care about them yet, but I'm interested. And
You're
that's enough to keep me
interested.
to get reading,
He's
to get me to
interested,
keep reading.
people.
I
Yeah,
just wanted to toss out something. First, my light went out. That was weird. So it was
that
like the
was
sun went
weird.
down.
You went dark.
And then the second thing is that, did you know
Yeah.
that Grid City Comic Con
Yeah.
in November
Yeah.
is already announcing comic book creators for their show?
Get out of here. Like comic book creators you want to go see, and did they list the comics that they worked on and showed pictures of covers that they're like aligned with, so you can go and possibly, if you weren't familiar with them, go look for those
Yeah.
comic books? What the
Like
frick?
All-Star Squadron and Batman and Brave and the Bold and Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew and Checkmate
That
and DC Challenge and Green Arrow and Green Lantern and New Gods and Justice League annuals.
what?
And he
It
worked for
feels like that's a
Hanna-Barbera
show that
Studios.
that cares about comic book people and about the comic community.
Cole the Destroyer, Savage Sword of Conan, What If, Star Wars, Marvel comic. What is happening?
Yeah. It's like I'm excited.
Like Rick Hoberg is gonna be there?
Yeah. I'm going through the box like later to pull some books. And the show is so far in the future that it gives me time to get other books.
And it's cheaper too.
Cheaper to go. People, I keep telling everybody, ask me what's my favorite show in the Pacific Northwest. And Grit City has been my tried and true bestie of the best. It's been the one that I've always told people to go to. It might not be the biggest, it might not have all the things that all the other shows tout, but it is the one that has a lot of heart. It's the one that brings amazing creators. It's the one that's there for the comics community, and it's the one that you're gonna go into and you're gonna enjoy. Dan, did you have fun last year? You had fun last year. I know when David
I
went
was
with
at your
me.
table.
I know you were at my table, but you could have left at any time. I wasn't
leave.
holding. I know you did.
I bought a
When
bunch
David
of
was
dollar
there,
books and came back.
David was there with me, and he lost his mind. He was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." So,
Well,
I'm
on that note,
yeah,
I think we should probably start wrapping this one up.
wrap it up like a present.
So, a couple of things to share. Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul is back in business. The shitty situation is over.
Whoa! Did you hear that, folks? They plunged it out.
Yep. So now you can
Use the bathroom in the basement.
Oh no, I have something sad to share.
Oh,
Wait,
what's the sad thing? Oh no, the bathroom isn't working now.
No, it is. That's all fine.
That's fine. What happened now, Dan? What's this?
God. Okay. Well, here, look. Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul. Go see him on. Go see him at Jackson / Bridgeport and 27th. And you can get legal services or great jiu-jitsu training. Also, you could go smell like Fruit Loops at the Retro Emporium on Meeker Street in Kent, Washington.
Yeah.
Rick Hoberg worked on the Brave and Bold number 198. Do you know who Batman's guest star was in Brave and Bold 198?
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint.
Midnighter.
It's a little early for Midnighter,
Okay.
considering the entire series had been canceled before the Midnighter was ever introduced.
Okay. I was just going to say it'd have been funny if it was.
Yeah, it was, he was the inker on the book for Jim Aparo.
Okay.
No, for Chuck Patton, sorry.
Yeah.
He was the inker for Chuck Patton on the main story. Mike W. Barr was the writer.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Klein was the letterer.
Okay.
And we may actually make your dreams come true. Before Grit City Comic-Con, there was a wayward legionnaire lost in the 20th century. And he had his own series. But we're not going to read a book from his own series. But we could read Brave and the Bold, number 198.
Yeah.
Starring Batman and Karate Kid.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Because there's my Rick Hoberg book to get out and get signed, and he's going to look at it and go, seriously, out of all the work I did, you want me to sign this piece of shit?
And then I'll pull out a second. And he'll be like, there's two of you. I hate you both.
Why would you have him sign that book if I'm going to do it? I think you should get him to sign some Captain Carrot and Zukru.
Oh, I have that too. I have that. I have some Star Wars. Dude, my long box of all the books that, like, when I was pulling books.
Well, you should really have him sign some Star Wars. Let's just be blunt. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like, when I was pulling stuff for the shop, I was like, okay, this grip is not going anywhere, and it's a lot of his work. And then, like, it was like a lot of my duplicates of other things or other stuff that I'm like, I can let go of that.
Wow, he did so many. He inked everything.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is amazing. Well, turns out you can get comic artists to come to your show.
You can, and they will come. You just have to invite them. It's an amazing concept.
Who do you think has inked more pages, him or Randy Amberlin?
That's a good question. I would say, I don't know. We'll have to ask them.
Well, I can probably look. He's got 27 pages here in my little comic book collector live of things he's done. Randy, I think, has less, but wow. Just wow. This is cool.
It is pretty cool.
I can
when you
right
go
now. Anyway,
meet him,
well, Randy has 48 pages of stuff, so.
I bet you they know each other.
I bet they do.
And they're like in a competition for inking.
Who inked the most?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, all right. So we've done plugs. Go buy Greg's comic books. He writes things.
I write things. It's true.
Go back the Starlight.
The Starlight Kickstarter, which is launching. When this gets released, it will be launched. It's going to be.
Back it. Get the special extra Brett art and
all
cool
the back
things
matter
that come with it.
Yeah, it's like a director's cut movie on DVD, except in a comic book. It's gonna be wild, zany, crazy, whatever,
It turns
whatever.
out in issue
Yeah,
5, they're going to completely change the story and fix it.
we are not. There's no going back.
Yep, re-edit. You've fixed issue 5. You solved it.
Did you
You've
do you
fixed
not
all the problems.
do you not see how Travis has introduced the whole entire series, like the thing? It's a trauma-inducing book, not for children.
I would like to point out that I did see that. I ignored it and decided you were changing issue 5 completely.
No, sorry.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're doing.
If
Holy
you haven't
shit,
read the
Randy
book,
worked on American Flag.
huh?
Huh.
Huh?
Wow.
The more you
Damn.
know.
The more than well, he worked on GI Joe too, but
Uh-huh.
I already knew
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I got him to sign. So Anne, I was sick, and Anne went to a show that that there was a couple of Joe folks there. So it was.
Maybe I should have him sign my giant GI Joe omnibus.
You should.
Well, anyway, yeah. Well, this is the end. This is it. I'm not talking anymore.
This is everything, folks. Thank you for listening. Come back next time when we talk more about Madrox, the amazing stone rock band that you never heard of before.
Yeah, it's Madrox #2, Marvel Knights version from 2004. Seriously, read this book. It's great,
It's
and
so good.
Peter David is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say there. And go do
I
it.
concur. Do it.
All right, we're out. Bye.